Mhm. Hello, friends. Come on in. Come on in and join me. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in and join me. I'm going to invite my beautiful bride here in just a moment when I can see her. Come on in. Hmm Come on in. Folks are dropping in. Hello, hello. I'm David Lee, trauma-informed polarity coach, where we help men and women and couples all over the planet understand their trauma wounding through a feminine and masculine energetic perspective to realize the relationship of their dreams. So we welcome you on in here. Please come on in. Let us know that you're here. And I'm going to invite my wife, the beautiful Paige Lea, to come on in and join me. So begin to drop those questions in here and let us know where you're calling in from, friends. Calling in from. Let's have some questions. Remember, the format in asking a question with us is to ask my question is. My question is. My question is. Begin your question with my question is. Here comes my wife. There she is. There she is.
Hey,
Hi, babe.
how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, got to turn up
I
my
can't hear
volume.
you.
Oh,
You look stunning, though. So, it's just, even if you just do sign language, you look beautiful doing that.
can you hear me
Come
now?
on in. Come on in. Nope, still can't hear you. Hmm. Are you plugged in? I love it.
How about
See,
now?
people get to just watch this. I love it because it's real life. It's okay. It's okay.
It seems like every
Let's see.
time
Um,
I have all my orange lights on,
so I can hear. Yeah, it's almost like muted. It's yeah. Hmm Yeah.
but you
Come
can't
on in,
hear
friends.
me.
Yes, people are dropping them. Remember, the format when we answer questions, friends, is my question is. I don't know, babe. You may need to just take it off and go, or you can go out and come back in.
You can hear me now.
I can't hear you.
What?
Uh-uh. I can't. Check
Well,
1 2 check. Why don't
maybe I'll,
you
maybe I'll
go
be
out and
right
come
back.
back in? Yeah, and I'll just handle it here. Okay. All right. So Paige is going to come back in, friends. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. Send us a heart. Send us a thumbs up. Again, I am David Lee, and together with my wife, we help men and women all over the planet. She's saying, invite me. Yes, I invite you. Come on in, friends. Go ahead and drop those questions. Remember, the format is my question is. So we're having a little bit of tech stuff here going on. That's okay. So, let's see. No, no, no. No, no, no. There you are. There we go. All right. Let's see if that helps. She's going to come in here. Let's see if that helps.
How about now?
Nope. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. It sounds like the phone is being muffled. That's what it sounds like. It's
Hmm.
it's I'm not sure.
Hmm. Well, and you really can't hear me right now.
I can, but it's so faint. It's like you're 1,000 miles away.
What about now? Oh, wow, I'm truly stumped. I have no idea.
Somebody says I listened. I listened. Can you hear her? People who are here live, can you hear Paige? It may be me. It may be you can hear me okay though, babe?
I can hear you just fine.
Huh. I wonder if maybe it's me. Let me know. Oh, it can hear you. Okay, so it's me. I hear her. So it's me. It's me. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off. Now, can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
And okay, so it's on me. I love that we figured that out. I love that we figured that out. Thank you, friends who are here with us live. They're like, it's you, dude. It's you, because I can hear her fine. So thanks for being patient, baby. All right, so we're here to answer some questions. We're here to provide some insight when it comes to relationships and masculine and feminine energy and all the things relationships. So we come from a trauma-informed masculine and feminine perspective, energy perspective, to bring you insight. And so please begin to drop those questions here. Now that we figured out the sound thing, it was all me, apparently. So yeah, everybody's like, it's you. Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. Yep. Appreciate it. Yes, everybody's like, it's you. So begin to drop those questions in here. Remember, friends, our format when you're asking us questions here on the TikTok Live is my question is. So begin to drop those questions in here. And I think we had a question, so we'll go ahead and jump in. How are you doing, babe? You doing all right?
I'm doing fantastic. I've had a lovely morning and I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. Very good. Uh, all right. Yes. Here comes some hearts. Yes, I appreciate it. All right. Yes. So do we have a question? Somebody says, and let me know if you have questions on your side, babe.
Cool.
Because apparently everybody heard you, but they couldn't hear me, or I couldn't hear you. So, someone says, how can I stop feeling and thinking about my ex all the time? Uh-huh. Remember, send the format. My question is, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll go ahead and tackle this one. This is from Vane. Vane. Hi, Vane. The first thing I will say is you don't stop feeling anything. Okay. And I know we really want to stop those feelings. And so much of the world, so much of the healing perspective out there says stop feeling a certain way and that is the course in which to heal. It's not. Rather, in the way that we navigate and work with our clients, men and women and couples all over the world, is we encourage you to actually feel everything that you're feeling because there's a reason why those emotions are coming forward and they need to be addressed. So if you're feeling sad, there's a reason why you're feeling sad and it needs to be honored. So far too often we take our emotions and our feelings and we try to dismiss them away. We try to put our fingers in our ears and say, go away, I don't want to feel this. Or we use language like, I just got to get through it, or time heals all wounds, or I need to work, whatever other narratives that we can subscribe to. But it's not your sadness and your reminiscing about a former partner is absolutely normal. And the grieving process and the mourning process is necessary because what you've experienced, Vane, is a death. You've experienced a death, and with all death, whether it's the completion of a marriage, a completion of a career, a completion of whatever the case may be, it's necessary and it's okay. It's absolutely okay to grieve and to mourn and to truly understand what you have learned from that experience. Because that sadness, that depression, that ache, the heartbreak that we sometimes designate, there's a reason why it's there. And we can either seek the lesson or we can seek the loss. And we want to encourage you to seek the lesson, to begin to understand why you're feeling that loss. And I'll stop there. Paige, you got something to add there?
So beautiful. Yeah. If you are not expressing it, you are storing it. And that is really important to understand that your emotions quite literally live inside of you and they need to come out of you. And so there are some really great ways to express emotions, processing these feelings that you are experiencing with the completion of this relationship. And you can do that by journaling. You can do it by talking aloud to yourself, coaching, mentorship, any sort of support that feels safe and loving for you to share and express your emotions. There's a ton of different outlets to help you do that. And it is so important. Like that is the work and that is the work that is not to be skipped. You extend yourself permission to feel it all because when you feel is when you heal. And that is the only way you're going to move past and get over this relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so well said. Can you say what you just said at the beginning of that? If you're not feeling it?
If you're not expressing it, you're storing it.
Write that down, friends. Write that down. Again, the brilliance of my wife. If you're not feeling it, if you're not expressing the emotion, you're storing it. Right? And so much of, well, all of our dysregulation inside of our body, the things that we feel that feel so triggering to us, are stored emotions that have yet to be released. And so we have to move through that process. That is the work in which we help our clients do. And what we encourage everyone to process through is you have to understand that you do possess unprocessed trauma. Every single one of us does. And so much of that stored, unprocessed, trapped trauma then relegates us to storing and saying, I am sad every time this happens. I continue to follow the same patterns over and over and over again. It's no wonder that I continue to go into places and spaces that feel familiar and yet are dysregulating to me. So I love what you just said there, babe. That's so good. So good.
That's how unprocessed emotions begin to influence our patterns, our relationship patterns, the how we navigate conflict, whether we avoid confrontation altogether or whether we become explosive in conflict. All of that is a direct result of what is still living inside of you and needs to be processed and released.
I'll share a personal story. I've been working really, really hard and have more specifically over the past 6 months or so. Historically, when in conflict, David has been more explosive than calm. And Paige will be like, yeah, exactly. And this has been a struggle for us. We all have struggles. Everybody has struggles. And I'm going to share one of our struggles in our relationship is that was what was patterned for me growing up is when you get upset, you explode to make a point. What we have come to understand is the explosiveness within me was a trauma response in order to feel safe. If I explode, then I push my partner away, I push Paige away, and then I can feel safe, that feels familiar because that's where I have come from. When in reality, when I began and continue to work on those particular trauma triggers, I become more calm and understanding that when I relegate now into a calm demeanor, because I have been working on those parts of me that have felt so dismissed. And so they think they need to feel this explosiveness to feel. And what I began to understand is, wow, when I remain calm, when I simply receive and validate when Paige comes to me or with me in a potential conflict, then the whole environment calms. And then we can move through the conflict. And I'm going to say this too. Conflict is not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Conflict reveals appreciation. Conflict can reveal intimacy between partners, most especially when it is done from a when it is done from a regulated space. And so much of my work has been to understand, why in the world do I become explosive? Why do I either become explosive or I leave, which has been my pattern? I either ghost or I engage explosively, which doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work with Paige. It doesn't work. It's never worked. It's never worked when I was parenting, when I was raising my children. It doesn't work in work situations. It doesn't work in any situation. And so I had to realize, oh, it's just like the audio problem earlier on this live. It was me, but I didn't realize it until I got feedback. Did you hear this? When I got feedback from you and from Paige, and it all began to come back and go, oh, this is a blind spot. This is on me. And this is what I continue to work on is, oh, this is me. This is a David problem. I need to fully understand why I become explosive. And in the same way for you, Vane, is to say, why do I feel sad? There are reasons behind that, and it's all connected to unprocessed trauma. So.
Wow, that was so hot. Thank you for
What was
sharing.
hot? Oh, what was hot, babe? Say
I
this.
love
Yeah,
it.
everybody's
I
listening now
love
like,
it.
ooh, what's hot?
I love your humility and your realness. That is what is so deeply inspiring. And thank you for leading us. And I love how you connected it to the microphone mishap at the top of the call. And yeah, I want to share that my way of processing conflict in the past has been to shut down. So it's not like I've been an angel. Like in that I don't have any trauma responses and it doesn't show up when we're in conflict. So David and I have very different reactions. I withdraw, I shut down, I pretend everything is okay. I just try to stuff everything deep down inside so I don't ever have to acknowledge it again. And I just hope and pray that it's just going to magically work out. And because that's the way everything was processed and handled in my upbringing. And so, yeah, I appreciate that share. I appreciate that story a lot.
Mm-hmm. Friends, just because we lead, just because we are coaches and teachers and leaders and facilitators in this space, doesn't mean we're not navigating the same things you are. We are just as human as you are. We may be in some ways ahead of the process. We may know more information. We may have been walking this walk of healing for some time, but it doesn't mean we're any different than you, because we are. We still navigate our own trauma wounding. We have mentors and coaches and therapists in our lives who help us navigate these very same trauma triggers. And so we're right there with you, friends. We simply taking our pain and turning it into purpose to help amazing people like you that are watching. So thank you so much for being here. Michelle says, my question is, and thank you for following the format. Friends who are dropping in right now and have questions, remember our format is my question is, so we can provide answers and provide insight quicker for you. My question is, Michelle says, how can I help my partner build his self-esteem from years of bullying? Boy, it is so hard. I know it's so hard for me when I see and experience Paige suffering from past wounds and trauma. When I know that she is navigating some deep wounding yet to be healed, or she's really working on those wounds, it pains me. And I know this is, and Paige would say the same thing. It's so hard for us to stand by and watch and witness when someone is experiencing the effects and the behaviors from their past wounds of unprocessed trauma. So I totally get it, Michelle. We totally understand. I love your language, Michelle, when you say, how can I help my partner build his self-esteem? The number one word we use in our practice is support. It is my job and only my job to support Paige's healing, not to save her, not to enable her, not to coddle her, not to save her. I said savior. Yeah, there's a reason why I said save. And that is such the tendency, especially for us masculine men who have been designed and crafted to provide solutions. But we cannot coddle our female partners, our feminine partners. They must go through their own healing journey, but we can be there to support them. And it's a very, very important nuance, and it's so hard. And that's what we're teaching and coaching our clients every single day, that to be in a supportive role, not to be fixing, not to be cajoling, not to be demanding, not to be showing the way, but to simply support. So you can support your husband, your partner, in his self-esteem by supporting, hold on tight, write this down, Michelle, by supporting his masculinity, which means his ability to step into his dominant, powerful, strong, decisive, devoted, healing energy from his masculine perspective. Because it sounds like he has experienced bullying. He's experienced the put down, the abuse, if you will. And so he feels less than. When a man is wallowing in his wounded feminine energy, it is incredibly difficult for a woman to stand by and accept that, right? Paige has said this, and we've experienced this so much, is when I am struggling in my emotions, it's a challenge for her because then she has to step into her masculine energy to provide some sort of leadership. So it's important for the masculine to express emotions, but he must have a solution. He must have a step forward. You cannot fix him. You cannot save him. But you can provide ways in which he can step into his masculine energy that's going to lead him to his own healing. Do you have anything to add there, baby?
Oh, so good. Curiosity goes a long way, truly. Asking questions. You can ask him directly, hey, how can I support you? I can see that you're struggling. Hey, how can I support your healing? And open up that conversation to see what is going to serve him the best and how you can best help him along that journey.
Yeah, this is so tough because we don't want to see our partner languish. And at the same time, it's important that you stay within yourself. Michelle, you can only worry about your own healing. It is hard, and as harsh as that may sound, it's absolutely true. Far too often, we are relegated in our relationships as sticking around because we think that being a supportive partner is to save them while we dismiss or ignore ourselves. And so then we are in deep codependent bonding, thinking, well, I got to stick around. I want to help him. I don't want to leave him. But ultimately, his healing journey is his healing journey, and you must remain in your healing journey. And there's a reason, Michelle, I'm going to get very pointed here, Michelle. There's a reason why you chose him. And it's time to understand why you chose him. Was there some sort of savior mentality within you where your body says, ooh, I can help this guy because that provides me value? Okay. This is really, 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 really tough. Friends, you choose what your trauma bonds choose. So much of the time, our relationships are connected by our trauma bonding. It's important to understand that our self, as we define it, I just dropped a bomb, but it's important that your true self, Michelle, your true self, your healing self, your confident self, your clear self, your calm self, your courageous self is taking the lead here and not your savior part. Okay. That's really, really important to understand. Okay. And again, our heart goes out to you. I get it. I know it's hard to stand by. All right. Lemony says, thank you, Michelle, for being here. Which, by the way, I want to extend an invitation to all of you. We have our next masterclass where we provide live hot seat coaching with some powerful insight. It's live, it's on Zoom, and it's on September 18th, which is a week from this coming Monday. Is that right? Wow. So it's in here in about 10 days or so. You can go and sign up for that and be live with David and Paige, live on Zoom, Monday, September 18th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central here in the States. So go and sign up for that right now. Okay, it's free, and you have an opportunity to spend some time and ask questions just like this live where we can provide some coaching. So go and sign up for that. Michelle, we hope that you're there. Thank you for being here. Lemony says, my question is, in what ways does childhood abuse impact embracing your feminine? I have struggled.
Whew.
Woo, yeah.
Every way.
What'd you say?
Every way.
Every way.
In
Yeah.
every way.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to take that, babe?
I can spend a lot of time on this, but I need a little direction.
Absolutely.
I would love to know like if you have a specific example, like how do you know you have childhood trauma is my first question. And I would love to know a little bit more about your experience so I can provide some more very specific insight as to how it's impacting and severing you from your body. So to blanket it as a little umbrella, when we experience trauma, any sort of trauma, and it remains unprocessed in our body, it serves as disconnection. It begins to compromise the connection that we have with our body, with ourself. And if we are not feeling in connection to our body and ourself, it begins to sever us from the feminine energy. The feminine energy is all body. The masculine energy is all mind. And so if we don't feel safe in our environment or safe in our body, it's very hard to relax. It's very hard to feel safe. It's very hard to feel secure and playful and flirtatious and motivated because we are always on edge. We're in this fight or flight mode, this survival mode, and we are disconnected from who we are as women. So there's my very general answer.
Yeah, I overwhelmingly agree. And I say every person's unprocessed trauma affects how they're navigating their core energy. And so remember, friends, we help our clients identify what their core energy is first to identify the masculine and the feminine wounding within them. So, Lemony, if you've identified your core energy as being feminine, there is masculine and feminine wounding that you've experienced, not male wounding, not female wounding, not mommy or daddy issues. It's specific to how when the feminine woman is experiencing unprocessed trauma, she is building walls. She is building protective mechanisms that take her away from the expressiveness of her body and shield her from the potential danger therein. And so it's no wonder, right, that the abuse that you have experienced in childhood is forcing you to have these protective mechanisms. We call them walls. They're trauma responses to say, ooh, I've experienced the heat of the turned on stove and I'm not going to go back there again. So I'm going to establish this protective wall around me that takes away my ability as a feminine woman to simply open up and be receptive, to be expressive, to be vulnerable, to be open. That is at the heart of the feminine woman. And so many women are closed off because they do not have the safety and security that was provided by both healing masculine and feminine energy to allow them to express themselves. And so they are closed off. So for decades, I would be attracting more masculinized women who were in this space, who were closed off, who had been hurt, who had been traumatized. And I attracted them because I was more in my feminine energy. And so it worked. In fact, when Paige and I met, we were in that very inverted space where Paige can completely relate to you, Lemony, and she can say more to this, is she was far more in her masculine, bowed up, protective, provisionary, hey, I'm a boss babe, I'm independent, I can take care of myself, because she lacked the powerful, healing, masculine energy to provide her that. And so she had to provide it for herself, and therefore closed herself off to the world, essentially. And so we totally get it. Lemony, I would encourage you to join us on the 18th. You can bring this question to us and we can provide a little bit back and forth, because we can coach you on this and also provide you understandings of what a next step would be to work with us and to find more relief. I will say this, Paige has an entire suite, as we like to say, an entire university of courses, of online courses that Paige has created and crafted to help women just like you, Lemony, just like you, Michelle, understand your feminine and masculine wounding to get you to embrace your true womanhood, your true feminine womanhood. And that suite of courses is overall what we call the surrender courses, the surrender suite, the surrender university. I'm going to continue to say that because I love that. But it provides women an opportunity to fully understand how to begin to heal. And so that is for women. So I encourage you to come and join us first. Come and join us first on the 18th. You can jump on our website. You can jump on our bio links and find other ways in which to connect with us. But come and join us on the 18th and interact with us, ask some questions, and we can provide some more coaching to you. So thank you so much, Lemony, for being here. So much. All right, let's see. One more question, because we're going to honor our time, because we're going to be done at the bottom of the hour here. All right, let's see. Trophy of Grace. I like that. Trophy of Grace is the name. My question is, how do I get my husband to begin his own healing journey? If we had a nickel, babe, for every time we're asked this, and it's an important question, Trophy, absolutely, and thank you for being here. The blanket statement I will first make is it goes back to our overarching narrative within our coaching practice and what we want to spread to the world. Friends, you cannot get your husband or get your wife or get your children or get your employees to do anything. That's a myth. Okay, it's a myth. You don't get anyone to do anything. It's their own journey. It's their own prerogative. It's their own direction. It's their own decision. And I know it is so hard, again, to watch our partner not or choose not to go down a healing journey. I get it. Both Paige and I have been in relationships like that, where we were the ones choosing not to necessarily, and our partner certainly was choosing not to heal, or truly understanding what personal development was, what understanding and coming to a very powerful awareness that we do possess unprocessed trauma. And remember, friends, trauma is simply this. It's an overwhelm. It's an experience of overwhelm in the body. So if you're questioning whether or not you have unprocessed trauma, if you've ever felt overwhelmed, you have trauma. So let's break it down into that definition. Okay, it's very, very simple. Every single person on the planet has unprocessed, unreleased trauma still entrapped in our bodies. Every one of us. And so it's okay. It's okay. Let us be able to provide you the safety and security to know that you're in the right place, that you're not alone, that you're not effed up, you're not broken, you're not a hot mess, you're simply wounded. Okay? Just like Paige, just like David, we're all wounded. And so your husband experiences wounding. Okay? Trophy of Grace, you experience wounding. You're only responsible for your own healing journey. You can certainly support his healing by, again, this is going back to the question or the answer that I provided earlier, by supporting his masculinity, which will drive him to make that choice to heal or not. But ultimately, it's his choice. And I know that's really, really hard. I haven't said this yet today on this particular version of our live. One of the most powerful questions that you can ask about yourself, about your relationship, about your life is ask why. Why are you in the relationship? Why do you love him? Why are you there? Why do you feel this way? The question why is powerful, and the answer to that can sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time feel very, very scary. I ask the question every single day, why am I in a relationship with Paige Lea? Every day I ask that question. And every day I choose to remain in relationship with Paige. And sometimes it's really challenging and it's really hard. And I know deep inside my soul, the reason why I continue to choose Paige ultimately is because she chooses herself. She chooses her own healing journey, and that's incredibly powerful. And that's why I choose her. That's why I took her to Paris, France to marry her. Well, it's not the reason why I took her to Paris, France. I just thought, well, that'd be pretty cool to go and marry my wife in the shadows of the Eiffel Tower. And so in our vows, I said, I choose you today, babe, because you choose yourself. So Trophy of Grace, make sure that you are continuing to choose you. As hard as it is, your husband has his own journey. And I know that can feel very, very isolating and very lonely.
Well said.
Anything else, baby?
I don't think so. Is there another question? Oh, like quick
Let's
question?
see. Yeah, we do. We have more questions. Yes. Hope that was helpful, Trophy. Again, everybody that's on here, make sure you go and register for our free event on September 18th. It's a Monday night. It's a free event. You will get to spend time with both Paige and I live with other people joining us to ask those really, really powerful questions, and we can provide some hot seat coaching for you and also give you some insight on how to work with us more. Okay? So let's see. Lemony says, that describes me exactly. Thank you. I did intense EMDR and neurofeedback therapy and have been able to find some relief. Yes. And we encourage you to continue to find that, Lemony, and we can provide some insight from our perspective. Okay. We certainly honor and support those modalities of EMDR and neurofeedback, and they are just a beginning. Okay. Just like yoga practice, just like breath work, just like energy work, they are, from our perspective, a gateway into the true healing. So if you are interested in knowing more about how we provide that landscape for people to truly heal their past wounds and trauma through a masculine and feminine lens, come and see us. Okay. We're excited to have you join us. All right. Let's see. My question is, you want to do one more, babe? You good?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Great. Her Sparkle is here. I think we know Her Sparkle. Yes. Hello, Her Sparkle. I think it's the same person. I'm not sure. Let us know. She says, she or he, I assume it's a she. My question is, yes, it is her. All right. Is it okay for a woman to provide vacation money for them both if he provides all else? Oh, this is a money question. Yeah, this is I will say this. The most grounded, most healthy relationships that I've experienced, most notably in our marriage relationship, the money is your money, meaning it is one bucket. It is one money source. Okay. Because when sharing begins to happen, from my experience, from my viewpoint, there is trauma responses encased in that. When you have money, I have money, all of that. There are reasons why you feel like you need to keep your little pot of gold and he needs to keep his little pot of gold. What I will say is that when we see money coming in that's not the word I want to use, collected together, it means that the intimacy is deeper. Okay. Money is not just money. Money and sex, by the way, are key indicators of how deep, how connected, and how intimate your relationship is. If you can share finances, it's tough, and it's imperative for that relationship to get to the depths of what you are worthy of. Now, I just set a very high standard, and you may be thinking right now, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to think what that looks like. But I am setting the standard. Is the most healthy relationships that I've seen is that there is one pot of gold. There is one account. Okay. And that you are both navigating from that one account because it forces you to communicate. It forces you to have and experience conflict that can bring even in more intimacy. Paige and I had a short conversation about finances today where I provided her insight based on, she didn't even ask the question, but it was so beautiful because we have built this trusting relationship around money. And believe me, we both have intense money wounds, intense money wounds. Well, I won't throw her under the bus. I do. In fact, I hired a financial coach about 15 months ago. It's been extraordinary. It's changed my life. And he kicks my tail every single week when I meet with him because he asks me really powerful questions and holds me accountable to become the best financial steward of our money. So we have to work on this. And we had a very conversation this morning, and it was a conversation in the past that may have exploded. it may have provided hurt feelings. We may have taken things personal. We may have attacked one another. And now we've worked really, really, really hard to understand that our money is our money. And we're going to have those deep, powerful, intimate conversations within the bounds of money to understand us even better. So.
Yes, I echo all of that. If you feel like it's aligned that you want to bring some of your money forward to spend on vacation, then I see no problem with that. Again, I will always encourage you and women just like you to connect to the wisdom of your body. If it feels right in your body, you will know. And that is something to hold really tightly. That is the inner wisdom. That is the brilliance. That is the intuition of who you are as a woman in your feminine body. So that's really, really, really important. If it ever feels like a no, you will feel that in your body. It feels contracting versus expansive. If you feel like a contraction around any sort of idea, especially as it pertains to money, then there's your answer. Or potentially take that as an opportunity to feel into that a little bit deeper, to see what the blocks are or what feels scary or like there's fear or insecurity in that sense. So I would encourage you to lean into what lives within and allow that to be your compass.
Beautiful. Well said, babe. I love that. I love the word you use, contraction. I love that. The body literally contracting around a particular topic. And that is a key indicator. That's what we refer to as a trauma trigger. It's like, ooh, we have some wounding in this, and our body comes inward, especially within the feminine body, because the feminine body is to be expansive, is to be expressive, is to be open, is to be vulnerable. And when she closes and contracts, that's a key indicator. Something's going on that's triggering her intuitive pull to do something about it. One of the last things I'll say, and then I think we'll jump off here because I think we're at the end of our time, babe. Is your intuition, ladies, is never wrong. And feelings, gentlemen, ladies, your feelings, your emotions are not wrong. Now, how they're expressed and how they're navigated, that's the question. That's the space in which to heal. But what you're feeling inside, your intuitive pull, ladies, your discerning drive, gentlemen, is never wrong. Now, we second guess ourselves all the time, or we've been told, oh, your emotions are wrong. Oh, you're too emotional. You're too much. You're not enough. You're wrong. Quit feeling that way. All of those, right, or by the way, are wounds of someone else not feeling comfortable with your expression of emotion. That's a whole nother conversation. Okay. So be strong, be confident in your emotions. Okay. When you feel them, express them. Express them in ways that come deep within your soul. Okay. And I understand. It's like, well, sometimes I express myself, but it comes out in rage. I understand. That is the healing journey in which we can help you navigate. So, all right, we're going to go. All right, so we have a couple more questions, but we're going to honor this because I know my wife has a powerful call coming up at the top of the hour with all of her surrender ladies in the surrender community who are engaged in this powerful, powerful healing journey. So again, ladies, if you want more information about that, but I encourage you all to join us on the 18th, September 18th. It's a Monday night. Go and register for that event. You can find that on our bio link. Come and join us live and receive hot seat coaching from us. People come and they ask questions and we provide that dialogue back and forth that can be so powerful. And then we can lead you into what your next potential step could be in working with us to find the true relief from your trauma healing through a masculine and feminine polarity lens. So we invite you to join us. Come and join us on the 18th. Go and register for that right now. All right. Good, babe?
Yes, that was wonderful.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. On behalf of Paige Lea, I'm David Lee. And we are so happy that you are joining us. We're so happy that you're engaged. We're so happy that you're open and vulnerable to begin to heal those wounds that are keeping you from the relationship of your dreams. That's why we're here. We're your biggest fan. We're your biggest supporter. So continue to follow us, engage with us, come and be with us. Okay, come on, come and be with us. So, all right. Thanks, babe.
Bye.
Appreciate you being here.
See you next
Bye-bye.
time.